So it's day 7. Um, almost halfway through this thing, this quarantine. Um, apparently, okay, I arrived on Thursday night. I got to the hotel at about 11:30 at night. Apparently, the rules are that you get released after you have completed 14 full 24 hours periods. In other words, it has to be at least 14 full days, not a part of a day. And so that means that the earliest that I can be released is 1 minute past midnight on Friday, the 24th of July. So basically, that means I'm not, I mean, I could check out, but I'm going to be staying in an Airbnb in Sydney. And um, in order for me to check in at 1 minute past midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning or whatever, um, they were going to charge me a $60 extra fee um, to meet me there in order to check me in. And also, um, basically, I can also get, I know this is crazy, but I can get a free night's accommodation if I just stay here that night. Um, so, you know, um, oh yeah, I'm gonna probably just get out of here, breakfast time, 8 o'clock in the morning or so, um, on the Friday. Yeah. So it's going pretty fast. I mean, it's again, a full week out of half of the time. Um, and Today's kind of been a bit of a weird day. I don't know. I mean, not bad. Just not. I don't know. I don't know what I did today. I didn't. I don't think I. It's 4:30 and it's already getting dark outside, and I the day just went, and I don't really know what I did. I think it was basically all I did today. I mean, I did everything. I had breakfast and I had lunch and I exercised and um, I did a tiny bit of work, not much, but I spent a lot of time. Oh yeah, I talked to Leor, my sister, and for about 40 minutes or something like that. Um, I spent a lot of time just reading news and Twitter, all the outrage and insanity on Twitter. I don't know if many of you. I'm posting this on Facebook basically, and I don't know how many of you are on Twitter, but Twitter is the most entertaining thing. I mean, it's I recommend it. I really do. It's actually fascinating what goes on that platform. It's an alternative universe with nutcases galore, but it's also the most amazing way to sort of be in touch with, direct touch with some, like lots of journalists, for example, um, that you can actually have a a conversation with, or you'll respond to something, you'll come up with a point of some article that they've posted, and they will back and forwards with you. Or William Shatner, you'll tweet at him some kind of a joke or something, and then he'll tweet you back, and you'll get thousands of responses. Or if you make a comment very early in the Donald Trump Twitter account about, I don't know, you say something, I don't know, one way or the other, it doesn't matter, because people that follow Trump either love him or hate him. Um, and so, you say something, and then immediately, if it's something positive about Trump, and yes, occasionally, say something that might be positive, but also obviously very negative most of the time. But if you say something positive about Trump, then you get dogpiled by thousands of Trump haters. And if you say something, and then you get all this love and affection from all these Trump supporters. And it's exactly the opposite. if you say something negative about him, you get dogpile the support, the haters, and it's just crazy. And anyway, it's a lot of fun. It's also the best place to stay informed about specific topics. So, for example, when I was coming out here, I didn't know they came up with this out of the blue, this regulation that because of the surge in cases in Melbourne, that they were only going to that Melbourne Airport was closing to international traffic because most of the cases coming in apparently were from people in quarantine. Although I think that's not true anymore. They've got serious problems in Melbourne, like 300 people cases per day, and so Sydney said, okay, hang on, that means everyone's going to come through Sydney Airport, and we're not equipped to take this many people into quarantine, and so Sydney all of a sudden put 50 people per flight and 450 people maximum per day for people that were coming in. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, what's going to happen? I have a ticket, and how do I get guaranteed that I'm going to be on the flight that I'm booked on? Like, that I don't arrive in Doha, in Qatar, and have them say, sorry, but you're not on the list of people on this flight. So, so that's where you sort of like, you start, people are very, first of all, there's a lot of news, but there's also people that want to like shout their disapproval about a specific thing. And one of the things that I figured out very, very, from Twitter was that if you buy a business class ticket, then basically what they do is they'll say, okay, everybody in business, and then let's say there's 20 or 30 or whatever more places out of that 50 that they're going to let on the flight, then they'll do a lottery for the people in economy if it's more than that number of people. And it is it's like, it's a plane that holds 400 people, and it might not be full, but there's definitely more than 50 people that want to get on each flight. So I figured out pretty quickly that if I upgrade to business just for those flights, then I'll be pretty much guaranteed a seat on the plane. And cost a little bit more, but at least I was guaranteed, because there were all these knock-on effects. If I'm going to cancel, if I have to delay, if I miss that flight, then I have to pay a penalty here, and I have to move everything, and there are penalties on that. And basically, it would have cost me the same amount of money to gamble and miss the flight than it would to pay the business class ticket. So I ended up in Qatar Airlines business class. I don't know if any of you have ever flown it, but it's basically the best business class in the world. I mean, it's won all these awards, and you've actually got a cabin. It's crazy. To yourself. I mean, the cabin has not, like, it doesn't have it doesn't go to the roof of the plane, but you've got a little door, and there's a partition between you and the seat next to you, and you have a flat bed. You have a 21-inch television screen. This was like, the experience was very pleasant to get out here. Flying business class also got me into the lounges. I'm not suffering. I'm in a 4-star hotel. I flew business class to get out here. Anyway, so I figured that out. That's how you can use Twitter. Just do a search and find people that are complaining to, how did I figure it out? Someone said, oh, at Qatar Airways, you bastards, you're only letting business class people on your flights. That's not fair, or whatever. Whether it's fair or not, it worked. So, and Twitter is also, like, of course, the all the outrage in the world, all of this nonsense that's going on now, cancel culture, and people that are being, having their tweets dug up from 10 years ago when they made some off-color joke about, I mean, it's just absolutely nuts. It's very entertaining. It's insane, and it probably is like the end of civilization, but it's very entertaining and quite useful sometimes. So that's That's Twitter. You can follow me at actually I my Twitter handle is at Sir John O Rose. The Sir is an inside joke, but anyway, at Sir John O Rose, one word, and I'm on Twitter. So yeah, my Twitter account is a lot more, let's say, political. I don't like politics on Facebook because I've lost friends on this platform before, on Facebook before, and so I basically stopped posting things that are political. But I'm extremely, obviously, very pro-Israel and very outspokenly pro-Israel, and I show my politics, my political leanings, a lot more on Twitter. So yeah, so now I've got one video where I'm basically promoting myself as a YouTuber, and this one where I'm promoting myself as a Twitter user. So terrible. Anyway, oh my God, now it's 11 minutes and I've been rambling on. I'm going to stop now. Sayonara. Talk to you tomorrow in day 8 and after half.